It's 3:06. It's WNCW as we head down the hall to Studio B.
Yeah, Joe, thanks. This is Roland in Studio B, where live broadcasts are made possible by Sierra Nevada Brewing Company. And welcoming back today to Studio B, all the way from Norway, it's Darling West.
Hi. Thank you for having us back.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming back. How long have you been in the States on this go-round?
We came in just a few days ago, so the jet lag is still there.
What time is it Norwegian right now? Where are
I
you?
try to not to keep
You
track.
don't want to know.
Yeah, I think it's 9 p.m.
Okay.
So not too bad yet.
It's still good.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we're glad to have you back, and I know you guys are getting ready to head down to New Orleans.
Yes, we are. It's something called Folk Alliance International Conference going on there. And we are an international folk band, so we
Yeah.
thought we'd go there.
That's in your wheelhouse.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, and New Orleans is going to be pretty nice. If you need someone to go with you, I'm sure there's people who will volunteer to.
Oh, yeah. Everyone's talking about New Orleans. And we've been there once before, staying a few days. That was great. This time, this conference is going to be mostly inside a hotel, I think. So we try to not get our hopes up too much. But it's going to be fun. Yeah.
Well, congratulations. Brand new record out. We'll never know unless we try. Is it even officially released yet? I don't know.
No, it isn't. We're a bit early on this promo tour. It's coming out February 7th.
Well, I think we debuted it this week, I think. And we
Oh,
started
thank you.
playing it. So, yeah, and it sounds
Feel
great.
free.
Well, we love it, and I can't wait to hear about the record and where you guys are creatively and so forth. But let's start off with the song. What are you gonna do first today?
Yeah.
Sure. Let's start off with one of the brand new songs. This one is called Make It Last.
All right, live music today from Studio B, WCW, Darling West. That song called Make It Last. And the brand new record, We'll Never Know Unless We Try. It's a beautiful song.
Thank you.
You co-write?
Well, the two of us, we write all the songs together. Different methods, I guess.
Yeah.
This melody I came up with in tour. Just wrote some lyrics to that. We feel like it has a California vibe to it that we haven't kind of explored before. Little West Coast in there.
Yeah. Talk about the new record. It's the last record had a more kind of Americana flavoring to it, and this time this feels a little more kind of a pop, indie pop thing, maybe. You know?
Yeah, it does. Probably it has some what to do with the producer that we worked with. He is a well-known pop producer in Norway. So he absolutely made his put his flavor onto that, and also I feel like some of the songs that we wrote to this record had more of a popish sound as well, so we can't really blame it all on him.
No, because we talked about it a little bit during the process, that we felt the songs were taking a little bit of a different direction, but that for us, the most important thing is to write the songs that we feel like writing, and we can't really worry about what it's gonna be called in the end. Although we still love and want to be part of the Americana scene. I agree with you. There's more of an kind of an indie pop vibe to it as well.
It just kind of happened though. It wasn't like you set out to.
No, not at all. It was
Not at all.
definitely something that just happened.
It's always interesting to me, like if you have a really good song and then you can go to the studio and you can make it into a country song, or it could be a folk song, or it could be, you know what I'm saying? Like just the production and what you do to it.
Yeah.
So there's the song, and then there's the what do you do to the song kind of thing. So
Exactly, and I think again, the producer, he's definitely one that does not want to just do the obvious thing. He wants to kind of find, if he can, a different direction for the song. So yeah, he was definitely challenging us a little bit on that, and yeah, that was cool, I think.
it's really lush, the instrumentation. I'm looking for adjectives. Lush, it's pretty, it's layered. Long time in the studio, or did these come pretty quickly? Did you have to really work to get that sound?
It's so expensive to be in the studio.
Yeah.
So we had 10 days for the whole album, so that's what we did. So we did most of the tracks we did, we recorded with a whole band live, and then just put on theirs there. So yeah.
It's also really interesting to me listening to the record and then coming into the room, just the two of you. Like, how are they going to? But it sounds beautiful, and the interplay of the guitars. And
Thank you.
You capture that feeling, I think, with just the two of you.
I'm so glad to hear that, because that's also one of our concerns.
Yeah.
How will we do this as just the two of us? Because traveling as a duo is much more convenient, especially when we're over here. At the moment, we would love to bring our band along also, but sometimes we just have to be the duo, and then it turns out more of a folkish, a folky sound. That's still okay, I think. We can. It's just songs. It's music. It's you can take any turn.
Yeah, and sometimes when we're in the studio, I was thinking to myself that, oh no, should we add more stuff? We're not going to be able to reproduce that live. But then again, you can't really think like that, I believe, because you just have to do whatever feels right in the studio, and then afterwards find a different way to do it live. And it's also a fun challenge to figure out these sometimes big arrangements, figure out how we can do them with two acoustic guitars.
And in that litmus test, is it a good song? Does it hold up? And if so, you can put it in different settings, right? Different presentations.
Yeah, I think that's true. So as long as we write good enough songs, I guess we should be okay.
I want to get another one, but real quick, what's different otherwise this time around? I think it's your third full length. Is that right?
It's actually our fourth, but the first one was a bit under the radar.
Okay. So what else is different this time around? Maybe a little different sound? Anything else with the band? How you're approaching the songs?
Well, our band has gotten a bit more space this time. We love playing with the Christer and Thomas. That was actually they were with us the last time we were here. So they gotten a bit more room to do their thing, and also songwriting wise, we had this. We didn't think of it at the time, but looking back at it, we feel like it has a little tone of hope and encouragement that we felt like we needed. I don't know. Yeah.
I think I read a quote from you somewhere, like it's a hopeful record, and people maybe can kind of sneer at that a little bit, but
yeah.
But
I mean, we're Norwegians and we tend to get depressed, but we didn't let that into this record. We just kept it on the light side, because sometimes you just need to do that as well.
Well, it has that uplifting, very sort of the overall effect of going through it's a beautiful record. So.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Darling West is the name of the band. No shows in the area. They're doing some radio stuff. Got a show in Nashville, I guess, on Monday night, and then heading down to New Orleans for the Folk Alliance thing. So another song? Yeah.
Yes, we can display that thing where we take a band-driven song into to acoustic guitar version. Yeah. This is a song called Try.
Darling West is playing live today here in Studio B, and that song called Try. I guess that's kind of the title track to the new record. We'll never know unless we try.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. And again, gorgeous. Why is that when the title track is?
Yeah, it can be put into any context, I guess, but we're just saying we'll never know unless we try. It's one of those encouraging things that we wanted to come through on this record.
And I think to be honest, one of the things at least I was thinking about while writing the lyrics for that song is what we're doing right now. Like we're a Norwegian duo trying to make it in the U.S. It's kind of, we're thinking, should we really even bother? There are so many amazing bands over here. So, but we'll never know unless we try.
Was that a huge step, I guess, the first time you came over here?
Absolutely, yeah. Most of all, it was very exciting and an honor for us to get to come here and play. And it feels a little bit frightening, but also very exciting.
So everyone, I know you get asked everywhere you go, but we're going to ask it again. So you're from Norway. You're playing this music that has a lot of American influences in it. Where does that come from? Where does it meet with the Norwegian music? And how's all this get started anyhow?
Yeah, well, we in Norway, when you grow up, you listen mostly to American music and watch American movies and TV shows. We are very inspired by the music here. That goes for all of Scandinavia. And so I was introduced to Bob Dylan, for instance, at a very early age, and so I got very interested in the whole, folk music world and singer-songwriters in general. And then also at some point, the Oh Brother, Where Art Thou movie, that was a big hit in Norway, so everyone wanted to start playing bluegrass. And then from there, we got into kind of more of the folky music there as well. So it's kind of been something we've been listening to since we were kids.
I had seen somewhere like Bob Dylan was an influence. Well, of course, check. But then the Ralph Stanley came up, and that was a little more surprising, I guess. But when you came to this country, so you have this conception of American music, American culture. But when you came over here, what did you find was like, oh, we missed that, or this is different, or who are the artists here that aren't there? Or
It's a good question. I feel like with this world of Instagram or social media in general, and the internet, it's not like I don't feel like we miss anything. It's just what pops into your algorithms and everything.
Right.
So, I mean, one of our biggest current songwriter heroes is called Aaron Lee Taston.
oh yeah,
And sometimes when we were in Washington and name dropped him at a radio show, and that guy didn't know who he was, and we was like, what? So it's like that for you guys as well. I think that you hear about things in different circles, and then you so that's Norway, Americana musical wise, if that's a term. We're just one of those circles, I guess. That hard to explain. I don't.
So you did a co-write with Aaron Lee Tasjan.
Yes, we did. Smooth transition. Yes.
I got to ask before you can do that song, but I have to ask: did he wear the suit with the mirrors when he came to?
That would be fun.
Unfortunately, not. He was kind enough to invite us to his house, so it was pretty casual. But he always looks cool.
Oh yeah,
so.
He has a real. I don't know what the word is, but this certain kind of unique energy, and this kind of zaniness. Was he like that to work with, like in his house on a song? Is it still there, or is that a performer thing?
I feel like it's definitely there. He's that's just the way he is, I think. It's very genuine. And he just genuinely has a lot of love to give. It's super inspiring to hang around that guy.
Yeah. You want to do the song?
Yes, we'd love to do the song. It's going to be premiere on the radio here because we haven't been playing it live a lot. It's called True Friends, and it's quite important to us, or close to us also, because it's about Tor's dad, that he has been struggling with a lot of heavy and self-destructive thoughts his whole life, and one of the things that he does to deal with that is playing his guitar. And he's been playing the D. He mostly knows the D chord, so he's been playing that chord so many times that it's carved into the wood of his guitar. It's a beautiful sight, and he sounds terrible when he sings, but he still does it, and it uplifts him, and that's the message of this song.
All right, Darling West playing live today in Studio B. True Friends is the name of that one. So Tor, I guess your father's heard the song.
Well, to be honest, I haven't showed it to him yet, so I'm looking forward to doing that. But he doesn't understand much English, so I would have to explain everything to him. But yeah, I'm going to do that for sure.
Cool. So he was a guitar player when you were growing up? Is that where you get introduced to music?
Yes, it was. Or it was that, because he was always playing guitar around the house, D and A7 sometimes, and G on a very good day.
That's all you need.
Yeah, exactly. And then also my older brother and his record collection, because he didn't have a lot of CDs, but he had Rycooter, the Paris, Texas
Oh, yeah.
album.
I love that record.
Yeah, and when I heard the slide guitar, I was just transfixed and thought, wow, this is what I would like to to some degree be able to do.
You were young. How old were you when that was?
I think maybe around 9 or 10,
Yeah.
probably.
Cool. So we're talking with Darling West. Introduce yourself, so I won't mispronounce your names.
Oh yeah, my name is Mari, or in Norway we would say Mari. My mom would say Mari, but here I say Mari, and this is Tor,
Yes,
God
Thor.
of Thunder.
Yeah, Thor is basically the Norwegian version of Thor.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you should got to shred on the electric guitar at some point. Just kidding.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you all are married. I know a lot of musicians who are both musicians, couples or partners would never tour together. Like no way. And then others say that's the only way we would do it. But it seems to work out for you guys.
Yeah, it's a very convenient arrangement, I gotta say. Well, we didn't start that way. We were together for maybe 7 years before we started touring together. And in those years, we were a lot apart because Tor was traveling with his music, and I was at some extent also. So I gotta say, those two situations compared, I feel like this is the best way of doing our relationship.
Yes, and to be honest, I was a little bit reluctant because I was not sure how it was going to work to be together all the time. But I'm very pleasantly surprised of how that turned out, and because I could be away maybe for a month on tour and then come home, and that's hard for both of us. But now we get to do this together, and especially sharing the experiences, because it's so hard to try to explain something fun that happened. So now we get to do it together, and that's really unique.
Yeah, well, and congratulations again on the new record. And
Thank you.
that sounds great. I love the interplay. Well, now it's a banjo, the two guitars or the banjo, and just it's gorgeous how it works together. So
I'm glad. Thank you.
yeah, Darling West playing live today. I think one more song, hopefully, before you go.
Yeah, we would love to do one more song. We thought maybe we'd play an older tune from our second record. It's called the record is called Vinyl and a Heartache, and we actually won a Norwegian Grammy Award for that. It's not as big as the American Grammy, but it's still an award. And this song is called The Sweetest Tune.
Darling West playing live today here at WCW. The new record is called We'll Never Know Unless We Try, and they're heading down to New Orleans for the International